Hello, slow parenting family from across the globe. Thank you for joining us at this time on another edition of the Slow Parenting Podcast. Thank you so much. Sorry, we are coming on some minutes late due to some technical issues. They are resolved now. We're happy to be here with you. Thank you. My name is Richie Adewusi. This is still the Slow Parenting Podcast. At this time, every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. Uh, West Africa time, including Nigeria. So you're welcome. And thank you for uh, being here. And thank you for watching the video at whatever that time you would have time to watch it and then follow us. Remember to leave us your comments, engage in our community and ask your questions, share your perspective, and do try and support us by subscribing, by following, and by sharing this podcast to as many parents, as many homes as you wish well. So, welcome to today's episode of the program. And today we are going to be looking at another, well, important issue in our parenting jobs. And it's an issue that some people take for granted. Maybe they're already used to it. Meanwhile, some others feel uncomfortable attending to that issue as it should be attended to. What am I talking about today? I'm talking about the issue of having to apologize. Yes, having to apologize to your children when you have wronged them or done something wrong and they notice it, and maybe they haven't pointed out to you. Okay? There are many reasons why this should be the case, and we should be touching on those reasons as we go on the program. Okay, so please, I'm also using this opportunity to ask those of you who have been following us, who are friends, subscribers on this program. We have a very special program coming up on the 8th of December, 2024. It's a double package. It would be my birthday, my 65th birthday celebration. But I'm not throwing any party because usually what I do for my birthday is before I came to Canada here, I usually will host kids from orphanages on my birthdays. But here, well, the scenarios are different. But this year is a special one. I just wrote a new book. It's a story about my relationship and life and times of Nigeria's iconic uh, musician named Majek Fashek. I was Majek Fashek publicist for about 5 years of his career, his early stages, and I actually had my first ever published book written on him. That book was titled Trailblazer, Majek Fashek Trailblazer. So I've written another book this year to celebrate our friendship and then, if you like, commemorate his memory. He would have been 60 years old this year. But unfortunately, my dad passed on 4 years ago in 2020. So there's still a lot he has done that needs to be talked about. He was very fond of children and young people, especially. And we carried on from there. A whole lot of things I have done over the years had been out of, shared visions, shared concerns about issues in the world, issues about people. And I'm happy, I'm delighted to share them with people and share how far I have kept the promises that we made ourselves, especially the last one he asked for, which was that I should tell his story, should he pass on for me. And incidentally, that happened, so I owe him that uh, promise. And I would also be making a very important announcement on that, and that program. So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss it. You could, even if you don't know anything about Magic Project, just go on YouTube, type in Magic Project. you'll be acquainted with a whole lot of his music and a whole lot of his messages. It's awesome. Okay, so you could join us on, you'll be live streamed on YouTube. But if you want to join the discussion, you could check the description, check the email address will scroll soon. You could send us an email to say you would like to be part of that celebration on Zoom. So we could send you the Zoom link. The Zoom link is only available on demand, on request. Okay, but it will be streamed live on YouTube, so you can also join us. So welcome to today's episode. Okay, like I said, our show for today is around the issue of apologize. Say I'm sorry. That simple, well, 5 letter word. Okay, let me hope I didn't misspell. So yes, 5 letter. That simple 5 letter word is simple, but it's so heavy for some of us to apply it to good use when we should, but we should not. So I invite us to see this short video. Okay, I picked it up from, it's available online. Picked it up just to let us have an idea of what goes through the minds of our children and what we should do concerning their concerns in certain specific issue areas. This time, it's about the issue of saying sorry. So let's hear the young man. See you at the end of the video.
Can you apologize to me?
What did Daddy do?
Just repeat what I was saying. Daddy, apologize to your son. Daddy, you have to say sorry to your kids. You have to say sorry to your mom. You have to say sorry to yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Okay. So,
Forgive me.
yep.
Sorry, welcome back. It's a very short video. I don't know if you really caught what it's about. It was a young boy, a young child. Um, Obviously repeating what you would have heard one of the parents or some adults say about saying sorry. Okay, and he decided to put it into practice, and the mother was okay. Okay, okay. Asked the mother, okay, would you say sorry to me? And what did I do? Oh, okay, but that's what you say. People should say sorry to themselves, to their mom, to their dad, to themselves. Yeah. So you say sorry to me. One thing is important in this situation, in this scenario. What that is, the child is learning something. So you need to help the child to learn more about that something that is learned. Something he has heard. There's a need to say sorry to everybody. But then you then need to explain or have a discussion around what should bring about sorrow. Okay? And don't wave it away to say, well, no, that's not this time. That's the time the child, you know, picks up to have that discussion. So if you had time to say, what did I do before I could say sorry to you, you shouldn't stop at that question. You should then explain what should lead to sorrow. But first, assuage. Sorry, I asked that question. I asked the wrong question. I should be saying there something else. So sorry for that. Then go ahead and have that discussion to let the child know, okay, the circumstances and situation that it say sorry. Okay? The learning continues. First, it gives the child or the children greater sense of self-worth. Their self-esteem is enhanced. Okay? And then they also learn something else. They also learn that it's okay to say sorry. It's not a problem to say sorry. What happens before sorry happens? You need to have that conversation. Maybe you've done something, maybe something happened between you and your friend, maybe you were playing, maybe you didn't even share the toy with your friend, and your friend was feeling bad about it. Okay? So it's not just say sorry. In some cases, you need to, oh, I didn't know this would make you feel bad. So I'm sorry for making you feel bad. Okay? Oh, I arrived late and I caused you're having to miss the bus. Sorry, please. It's not intentional. The person who is receiving the apology is most likely going to be disarmed. Get away from that anger, composure, and then we're like, oh, wow, really? Oh, sorry, it's nothing. Come, okay, it's okay. Embrace. And nobody's good, especially with children. Especially if you are the kind of parent that demands, say sorry. You also have to learn how to say sorry. If you demand being told, people telling you that they are sorry about something that you feel that are done to hurt you or to offend you. So it also makes sense for you to understand that even children get offended. I said even deliberately. And that even is where the issue is. Is it not a child? Let us replace that. It's a human. First and foremost, a human child put in your care to train, to grow, to acquire the necessary skills and tools to grow, to function properly in society. So if you limit or fail to conduct some of those training sessions around some issue areas, you can expect magic to happen. A child that grew up seeing you as a father, never apologizing when anything is traceable to you as the reason for why that thing went wrong or why somebody felt bad about that issue, will grow up believing that that's the way for every man to behave. Amongst his friends, he will behave the same way. And like we keep saying, ultimately, at some point, that child would have a family, will have a home of his own. And then we ultimately believe that, why should I say sorry? I'm the father of this house, so why not? I did it, it happened, get on with it. No, because you are not only making that particular child, those particular children, your particular household unhappy, you are continuing that legacy. You are reinforcing that legacy of not seeing things wrong and then genuinely saying you are sorry. What leads us to get to the point that we say sorry? That first of all, it's first evaluation. It's where we've taken ourselves into consideration, our needs, our demands, our desires, and then the needs of others, the desires and the demands of others. So, oh wow, I went across the boundary. I am wrong. And then we take the next step. Apologize to the person. In this case, your child, your children. There's nothing to feel daddies or mummies about that. In some cases, that some of the children will be waiting to become older. Okay? And some of them will even tell you to your face, you never told me sorry about it, so why should I apologize to you? You'll feel bad. And then at that point, you're not able to turn back the arm of the clock. You can't. It's too late. So let's do the right things at the right time. Let's, first of all, before we get so much ahead of ourselves, in that short video, what did we see? That child could have a conversation with his parents. We've always said on the Slow Parenting podcast that creating a mutual communication environment and relationship with your children is the first step in family bonding. It's the first step and the binding step. going forward, at any time, whatever age, whichever client, open, mutual, non-judgmental communication. The parents could have, the mother could have said, well, but you are just a child. Why should I tell you sorry? No. I didn't do anything. What did I do? Okay. A community member is handling. How do you handle apologizing to your child when you are still sorry? I need to read that, but got taken away too quickly. How do you handle apologizing to your child when you are still upset with them about the situation? Well, in that case, you've actually not done any assessments. If you are still angry, okay, you've not assessed, you've not come to the point to know. And I don't think that the children would. If you watch that video, they were all in some relaxed moods. All of them. The father, the mother, you don't see the others, you see the child, but you hear their voices. So they were all relaxed. And the child could express himself. Okay? I don't know where the children would demand an apology from a parent that is angry. Okay? But we still need to look at this question from also a different perspective here. We also said, don't respond, don't react to issues concerning your children when you are angry. Okay? Including punishment. The chances are that you will do something that is crazier than whatever the child has done. So don't correct in anger. Don't correct when you're angry. Don't apologize when you're angry, because first of all, you don't mean it. At that point, you've not said what happened. You've not really processed it to come to the point that, oh wow, this, so I made this children feel bad, or I made this child feel bad. I need to. And it needs to be in one-on-one. If it's a child, don't sit with them. Okay, well, look, I'm sorry about what I did that time. No. Call the child. Pick a time. Pick a time. Make it important. Look, I've realized, Junior, come here. Can we take a walk? Go walk. Get into the car if you have. Drive to somewhere. Have that conversation. Or go for some ice cream. It's important. The self-esteem, the self-worth of your child is at stake. So the actions you take might actually be more important than vocalizing that word. Sorry. Oh, I apologize for how I made you feel. So it's the same sorry. Sorry doesn't need to feature in the conversation. The word, so many things could be said. Also say sorry. And don't just give things and keep quiet and don't say anything. No. You're teaching the child something. You can bribe people to shut them up. We don't want that. That's a lot of that's happening around the world, around the globe. It's not one country, it's not one society. People keep up picking a particular place, but it's global now. Social media makes everything out there. You see what's happening? It's like an epidemic everywhere. Don't just give your children things to say sorry. Yeah, give things by all means, but don't give things every time, so that they don't keep expecting that, okay, daddy must give me some. You're also teaching something wrong. At times, make it special, have that conversation. That's the biggest thing. Have that conversation. I realized, and I said the wrong thing, I made it in the wrong way, or at the wrong time. Especially, I realized I made you feel bad, or I made you feel not appreciated, or I made you feel you can't get anything right. And you say, if you find out, you could even revisit the issue. Junior, okay, so times so thing happened. Okay, I said so. Here's daddy. Okay, how did you feel when I said that? The child will tell you. Okay, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Okay? I realized I shouldn't have. Okay? You could take your time then to explain what you're trying to say. Okay? You could take your time to explain what you are trying to say to the child that got you to angrily now focalize some things that shouldn't come out, which now made the child to feel a particular way. Okay? I'm going to share a personal story with you. But I'm going to do that when we come back from this shot. Okay? Stay with us. Don't go away. Thank you. The boy child takes the mother's lipstick and begins to paint his face, and the next thing you know is he has an effeminate orientation. No, the child is just being a child. He's just experimenting with things here and doesn't say this is what the sexual preference he or she has or he has. No, doesn't mean that. Or your female child prefers to wear your shoes as the father. And you say, okay, this child has a male. No. The child is just drawn to you as a father. Just let children be children, even as they are trying to navigate through the process of growing and becoming individual members of society on their own. Let's help them. Let's give them wings. Let's not chart routes that lead them to where when they eventually grow up, they're like, how did I get here? What happened? What am I? Who is this? Thank you for staying with us on the Slow Parenting podcast. I promised I was going to tell you a personal story when we return from that short break, and I certainly am. I can tell that story. Okay, I've often referred or referenced my son, that they were when we uh, talk on this program. I prefer to use what I know. I wouldn't use someone else's stories. I don't know how they happen or when they happen or if they did happen. But I do know that what I'm telling you, what I will be sharing with you did happen. I still know how it happened. A few months ago, we were discussing productivity. Let me put it in that capsule. We're discussing productivity. And I felt a little frustrated that certain things were not happening certain ways in some of the projects that she was handling, and I blew it. I started comparing things I shouldn't compare. Okay, and his responses made me to know that he really felt knocked over some of the responses I had given and some of the comparisons I had made. And in the response, the further response to the question that was asked earlier, at the point he was responding with how he was feeling about what I was saying, and all, I was still upset. So I didn't. Maybe you could say, "Oh, was it mattered?" But I was still upset, so I didn't respond. But I sat back afterwards. Not even that day. It was the next day. I had reviewed everything. What would I achieve by pushing him to now feel that he's not even trying at all? It's not productive. That's number one. Number two, we're talking so much about self-esteem and sense of self-worth. Yeah, but same thing, but not exactly the same. It's damaged, it's impacted somehow. So I had that conversation with myself about it. So the next day I called him. I was okay. Well, I'm not happy. I said what I said this way. Okay, I'm sorry how you- for how it came out and how it made you feel. But this is a conversation we need to have around certain issue areas about something. And I could stay with my you didn't get this, you don't do this, you don't do that, and then that's it. Everybody walks away unsatisfied. I'm not satisfied. I won't be. He won't be. As a matter of fact, he probably will stop sharing anything. I'm not the only father or parents like that. That's not the only kind of scenario that could happen or that has happened, that has been happening, or that would happen in that kind of father-child relationship discussions about whether it's schoolwork or project or program, whatever it is, or self-development, whatever it is. The same way we say don't compare your children with other children, including their own siblings. Same way you should not compare your children with yourself in whatever area. I did that and I was wrong. And I told him I was wrong. We process data differently. We receive data differently. We respond to data differently. All of us. Even a set of twins, triplets, quadruplets, whatever number they are the same siblings, same pool. They don't process things at the same rate, same time, same format, same findings. No. Okay. So, and that's actually one area that we parents will commit this, crime most times. In we are upset that someone hasn't attained a particular grade. We we like John here. We like John on the program. John is doing much better. No, it still does not mean you should not have a conversation with your child to find out what's going on and then see how that child could be helped. But when you go into throwing tantrums that gets you to compare that child with another child, yourself, what you did at some particular age that maybe he's already attained or she's already attained, you beat that child down. And let me tell you, some of you parents that are high flyers, if you must say that, if you want to put it that way. And you have a child that maybe at some age you expected that child to be doing certain things, and that child is not doing that. So it's not you, really. And the news also could be that what you are having expectation for that child to do is not actually an area that child is interested in. Have that conversation to find out. If you do not say sorry about blowing up, about your expectation, about her not meeting up, about how she's not meeting up, you won't get to hear what the news is. Try to hear the news. Probe. Be gentle, be kind. Ask questions. And then offer help. In most cases, don't offer help with yourself. Look for a professional. Look for a significant order that child feels comfortable. Let that person provide that help with your promptings. You can be talking to that person. You feel comfortable. You find out that even things that, especially when they are no longer children, when they're maybe in their teenage years, maybe in their early 20s, maybe as they are older, there'll be somebody that'll feel, in some cases, some of them are married. Finding out who of the two, I mean, the spouse is the couple that you feel friendlier with, and use that person to have your conversation. So that the important thing is, I'm not saying go prognosing into your children's families and all, but no matter how young or old we are, or young or old our children are, their progress are concerned. But then don't go barging in and saying things for which you now have to see yourself. If you have, do get to say this sorry. Learn from that and reprogram yourself to go the right way. Of course, after that conversation, my son has come forward with, okay, I'm doing this now. What do you think? How do you see this? How do you see that? Then we talk. You know, we can share ideas. Talking always helps with sharing ideas, with bringing dreams to reality, which is what our life really is. There's nothing you are doing today, or nothing you have, or nothing that wasn't first and foremost someone else's dream. Whatever it is you call it today, it was a dream, it was a concept. It was a dream that became a concept that became a plan. You can say concept and plan. Go and check. They're not the same thing exactly. Plan that become activities, and activities that become products, programs, places, structures. Starts all in the mind. So you'd want to build up your children in the places of their minds to stand strong, stand tall with their sense of self-worth. Constantly building, feeding that sense of self-worth, not vainly. Don't beat it down. Build it up. Saying sorry, oh, that's it. You know what? That said sorry to me today about that. Oh, really? Oh. Can that say sorry to you? Ah, well, he said sorry over. And God help you if you have certain kind of children. The other one will now do something another day and say, Dad, you've not said sorry to me. Oh, where did he hear that from? Oh, have that conversation. Well, okay, I said sorry to him because yes, what I said or did was not right. But in your own case, you want to do something and so that you can come and demand that he's sorry to you, Abby. Okay, try harder. It's not the same thing. And very important, don't say sorry for the sake of saying sorry. Meaning it. And one way to show that you mean it is go through what led to your doing or saying what you said. Have that conversation. Ask the child, how did it make you feel? The child will respond. And then apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Or I should have listened, or I should have stopped, or I should have gone, I should have asked, I should have called. Whatever that situation, visit that specific situation. And don't just say, oh, I'm sorry. And, there's a word in Yoruba, they say, bebe, bebe. It's just vain apology. Don't say sorry, bebe. Don't say sorry that you don't mean. That's just some play acting. Don't play act with your apologies to your children. Don't do it. Or anyone else for that matter, but especially your children. Don't play act your apologies to your children. When something has happened that don't make them feel right or didn't make them feel right, have a conversation, find out how they felt, mention that thing by name, and then say, wow, I am so sorry for having said this that made you or makes you feel this way, or having done this that then made you or makes you feel this way. Okay? Having said that, right. What I meant to say or what I meant to do was this. Then get on to have the conversation with the right thing. If your child is like my son, it's okay, but then if you put it that way, that's it better, then I'll do it. But when you bombard some children with your high octane performances and achievements and all that, you make them feel worthless. You're not helping. You're not helping them. You're not helping yourself. helping in society. You're not going to live forever. They will still be here. They will associate with other people. Some of them will go away to relate with other people with those complexes on themselves. Set your children free. Set them free in their mind's eye, in their dreams, in their speeches, in their actions. If you do something and feel good about it, call them, no matter their ages, share with them, especially those who, there are some children that don't have that time. You should know them, and then don't don't pressure. Sometimes they'll be the ones to ask you, oh, that thing you are doing that time, how did it go? But the ones that you see show interest, you've done something, you're doing something that you are doing something that they should, maybe I could pick something from, share with everybody. Thankfully, we have technology these days to do things in a lot of different, in a whole lot of different ways. Even if they are not all in the same place. And here, you are watching this video from whatever part of the world you're watching it. We're not in one place. Our time zones are not the same. Your children could be scattered in different places. Let the conversation continue. Let the communication continue. Hi guys, can we all meet at so time? Can we talk? Yeah, look that. Oh mom, yeah. Everybody, come on. I want to do this. I'm planning on this. I'm working on this. So you also telling them they could share with you when some of the things that they want your input on. Not everything. But don't lose sight of what today is about. Okay? We're going to take another short break. When we come back, we'll begin to round up the podcast for today. Okay? Stay with it. Don't go away. Have a good laugh, but don't laugh at the child. There's a difference between having a good laughter with the child and laughing at the child. They're not the same thing. Laughing at the child will kill that child's self-esteem. You wouldn't want to try anything again for fear of being. Don't ridicule the child by laughing at the child. It wouldn't help. Welcome back from that short break. Before we go on with, well, it's still part of it going on. Okay, I have a question here from a community member. It says, most Nigerian parents do not say sorry to their kids. Why do you think this is so? Oh, there could be a lot of reasons. It might not just be Nigerian parents. Okay, yeah, it might not just be. It's a human thing. It's an adult thing. It's like I'm your daddy, I'm your mommy thing. It shouldn't be. That's what we're saying. Okay, first, that parent or those parents, regardless of what place on the planet they're from or they're residing at, need to first say sorry to themselves by having a wrong sense of self-worth. Because the first reason you would probably not say sorry is that you believe you're right about everything you say. So you do not even leave any room for self-evaluation that will lead you to find out. And then you also have no room for empathy about how the other person feels or felt about what you said or did. So we need to, as parents, as children, we need to constantly apply emotional intelligence in our relationship with ourselves, especially when it comes to how our action or words or speeches make others feel. It don't stop you from saying what you need to say or doing what needs to be done. But it's important to, get the other person to try to see the perspective from which you've said or did that thing. And then apologize for how the action or the speech would have made that person feel. And then explain your position. Because certain things maybe cannot be undone. Okay? When they have happened. Most things actually, you can apologize. Oh, sorry, I didn't know this will make you feel this way. Sorry, I made you feel this way. Sorry, I made you, behave this other way. That wasn't the intention. Okay? State your intention. State what it is you set out to do, especially with your children. We have given the reasons at the top of this program. You are showing yourself not to be above board. That's number one. You are showing the children that it's okay to apologize when they have done wrong. So they are learning. And they're going to have, they would practice what they have learned with you in the family, with their friends in school, at work, in their ultimate families when they eventually have their own families, with their children, with their spouses. Okay? If we have that understanding that parenting is a huge academy. But you don't stop any of the learning processes or the learning classes. We have another question here from another community member. Said, should parents apologize to their children for things that are out if they're out of their control, like a move or a divorce? You need to have a conversation with them to explain what the situation is. Again, the issue here is how it makes them feel, whether a separation or a divorce. That conversation needs to happen. You need to, in this case, if the children are old enough and can ask questions, you can actually ask whichever of the parents, mom, dad, why are you not living with that? Or why are you not doing it? And as parents, please have the presence of mind to know that you are not the only ones involved in that relationship. There are children. If it was just only the two of you, no problem. Make conscious effort to have those conversations and let everybody have an understanding. Well, things didn't work out. For this, for that, for that. Maybe it was better. The couple are not together. But it doesn't mean I love you less. It doesn't mean your father loves you less. It doesn't mean your mother loves you less. We still love you, but then it's between us. Doesn't have anything to do with you. And we're sorry we make you feel this way. How does it make you feel? They would have said, sorry it makes you feel this way, but I'm here for you. I'm sure your dad or your mom is just there for you. Okay? It's a very difficult situation for children to handle, which is why, anything to avoid such should be done. But when circumstance and situation don't look good for everyone else, it might be better you don't keep forcing things that will lead to much more toxic issues. Okay? So yes, after having the conversation, you can apologize to the child. Sorry, unfortunately, this has happened. Sorry, you're feeling this way about it. You couldn't have chosen, you didn't choose to be part of this family. God sent you here. We had you as a child. But you are in a position to choose what kind of family you want to build. So that wouldn't be a case of, I didn't know how I arrived here. No, you must know how you arrive in your relationship to lead to marriage, to lead to partnership for which you have children, for which you have children. I repeat, once you might not have been, once you are not in a position to do anything about the kind of family you get born into, you, however, have all it takes to determine to have the kind of family that you want to have. And it's all out of conversation. It's all out of, open, sincere, starting with that spouse, starting with that partner before the children arrive. And when the children arrive, let everybody be involved in that conversation. That's why we talk about boundaries. That's why we're talking about open, two-way, sincere, non-judgmental communication in every family. Sometimes the children would even see what's happening. And then could be the ones actually to call you people to call both of you to order and ask why you guys doing this. Have you ever thought about how this will make us feel? Yes, I've seen some families where that has happened. And the parents end up talking sense to themselves for their children. Okay. So as we begin to round up on today's podcast, I hope we have been able to share some useful information with you, useful uh, perspectives in our jobs of parenting, you know, and sorry, apologizing or reviewing our positions, our comments, our conversation with our children that would make them feel, you know, in any way that is not the way you would like to feel yourself or you would like them to feel. Don't hesitate to apologize. Apologizing pays everybody involved in that relationship. Everybody gets to win in a situation where people live a life of apologizing for wrongdoing, for wrong sayings, for how they make others feel by their actions, by their words. Okay? Until we come your way again next Wednesday, the time.